Good morning students. Today we are going to continue the 6th lesson of geography, power resources. Okay, last class what we have seen? Power resources is of two types. What are they? Conventional source of energy and non-conventional source of energy. What is conventional source of energy? It is non-renewable source of energy. And what is non-conventional? It is renewable source of energy. Once it is used, it cannot be reused. That form of energy is called conventional source of energy, and which can be reused are called non-conventional source of energy. Okay, what are the different types of conventional sources? Firewood, coal, petroleum, natural gas, and hydel power. Last class till natural gas we have discussed, and today we are going to discuss about hydel power and the remaining non-conventional source of energy. What are the remaining non-conventional source of energy? Solar energy, wind energy, nuclear energy, geothermal, tidal, and biogas. Okay, now we are going to discuss about hydel power. Okay, how can we generate electricity from hydel power? We are going to see how we can generate electricity from hydel power. We can generate it from tapped energy of flowing water. What is the tapped energy of flowing water, ma? Now, when it is flowing through a tap, when the water is flowing through a tap, some energy is generated. That energy is called hydropower, and from that energy we can generate electricity. That electricity is called hydroelectricity. From where we can how can we generate electricity from hydel power? How can we generate, ma? From tapped energy of flowing water. When a water is flowing through a tap, it generates electricity. That energy is called that generates energy. That energy is called hydropower, and the electricity generated from that energy is called hydroelectricity. Is it clear? Okay, we have seen two words. What are they? Hydropower, and this energy, this tapped energy is called hydropower. And from this power we generate electricity. That electricity is called hydroelectricity. Okay, can you all understand? Okay, hydroelectricity. Okay, ma? Okay, then what we are going to see is how electricity is generated by constructing a dam. That is what we are going to see in this. Okay, we are constructing a dam across a river or across a reservoir. What is reservoir? It stores huge amount of water for maybe a river water or rain water. It stores huge amount of water is called reservoir. We have seen many dams. Okay, it is built across many rivers. That is from that also we can generate electricity. When a dam is built across a river or a reservoir, what is happening, ma? The water flowing through a dam is allowed to flow through a pipe or a pipeline. It is making to flow that water into a pipe. That and the tapped energy what it generates or power generate pannum, hydropower generate pannuma. That energy and the water, the tapped water is made to fall from a height. Dam வந்து எப்பவுமே ஒரு heightல தானமா they will build a dam. From that height, it is made to and that flowing water, that piped water is made to flow on the turbine. Turbine அது படும்போது what happens? That turbine acts as a generator. It acts as a generator, and the electricity is generated from that. And the flowing water it is making to touch the turbine, and the turbine என்னவா ஆக்ட் பண்ணுமா? It is acting as a generator, and from that what we get electricity. Okay, that is what the turbines have large blades that turn as a generator, and the turbine சுத்து உள்ளமா from எப்போ அந்த water ஒரு heightல இருந்து fall ஆகும்போது what happens? The turbine has have blades, sharp blades. It has sharp blades that acts as a generator, and it generates electricity. That and the flowing water lende varakudi and the energy it generates electricity. Okay, the water is discharged, and after generating electricity, the water which is discharged is used for irrigation and fishing purpose also we can use. Okay, so is it polluting the nature? No, it is non-polluting source of energy. Okay, it is a non-polluting source of energy and it is also inexhaustible. Then what is it? Then after generating electricity, we are using it for irrigation and fishing purpose. Okay, so these are the advantages of hydel power. These four are polluting. They are polluting nature, right? What this causes? What? It causes what? Air pollution. This also causes air pollution. The petroleum also causes air pollution and marine pollution. Water pollution also it causes. Okay. Okay. Then coming to we have to know what are the hydropowers we are having in the world. Okay, leading producers of hydropower in the world are Paraguay, Norway, Brazil and China. Paraguay, what are the major producers of hydropower? What are in this? Which are the countries, ma? Paraguay, Norway, Brazil and China. Brazil and China. Okay, is it clear? Okay, then what are the important hydropower stations in India? We are also having some important hydropower stations. What are they? Bakranangal Dam. You all heard about Bakranangal Dam? Yes. Across which river it is built, ma? Bakranangal Dam is built across. See, first one, Bakranangal Dam. Bakranangal Dam is built across Satluj River in Himachal Pradesh. Okay, it is in Himachal Pradesh. Bakranangal Dam is built across what is that? Satluj River in Himachal Pradesh. Then coming to what? Gandhi Sagar. Gandhi Sagar. Gandhi Sagar is built across Chambal River in Madhya Pradesh. Chambal River in Madhya Pradesh. Okay. Then Nagarjuna Sagar. Nagarjuna Sagar Dam. It is built across Krishna River and it is in the border of Andhra Pradesh and Telangana. Okay, it is in the border of Andhra and Telangana. Okay, can you all understand? Bakranangal Dam is built across Satluj River, Himachal Pradesh, and Gandhi Sagar is built across Chambal River in Madhya Pradesh. Nagarjuna Sagar is built across Krishna River, which flows in the border of Andhra Pradesh and Telangana. Another one dam, Damodar Valley Project. Damodar Valley Project, where it is, ma? It is built across Damodar River, which flows through across the border of West Bengal and Jharkhand. Okay, West Bengal and Jharkhand. Damodar Project. Damodar Valley is built across Damodar River in West Bengal and Jharkhand. West Bengal and Jharkhand. Okay, Jharkhand. Okay, can you all understand? What are the important hydropower stations in India? Bakranangal Dam, which is built across Satluj River in Himachal Pradesh, Gandhi Sagar, Chambal River, across it is built across Chambal River in Madhya Pradesh. Nagarjuna Sagar is built across Krishna River in Andhra Pradesh, in the border of Andhra Pradesh and Telangana. And what is it, ma? Damodar Valley. Damodar Valley project is across Damodar River. It is in the border of West Bengal and Jharkhand. Okay. Then coming to, we all know what are the advantages of this. It is a non-polluting form of energy. However, it is setting up of this hydel power plant is very expensive. Okay, it is a disadvantage. What is the advantage? It is non-polluting form of source of energy, and it is what is the disadvantage? It is very expensive. Okay. It also needs many areas to be evacuated. Nearby areas, if we want to construct a dam, nearby area should be vacated. It should be it is needed many area. Okay, romba periya nariya area vandru it is needed. Okay, then what is the disadvantage? When over rainfall, when we have high rainfall, what happens, ma? Water overflow agum, then what happens? It will create flood in the nearby areas. That is also drawback. What is the one disadvantage? It is a non-polluting form of energy. Okay, are you all clear with the conventional source of energy? What are the 5 conventional sources of energy? Firewood, coal, petroleum, natural gas and hydel power. How do we generate hydel power? From tapped energy of flowing water. Okay, tapped energy of flowing water. That energy generated is called hydropower, and from that energy we can generate electricity. That electricity is called hydroelectricity. Then what are the major producers of hydropower in the world? Paraguay, Norway, Brazil and China. And what are the important hydropower plants in India? Bakranangal, which is built across Satluj, Gandhi Sagar, Nagarjuna and Damodar Valley projects are the important projects in India. Okay, then what we are going to see next? What are the non-conventional sources of energy? That is what we are going to see. Okay. Fossil fuels. Last class we have seen about fossil fuels. Fossil fuels means what? It is generated from the remains of the plants, animals which is buried under the earth for millions of years. Adulandi generate agra idudha enna solluvom fossil appdin solluvom. Coal, petroleum, natural gas, everything is generated from these 3 are called fossil fuels. Okay, coal, petroleum and natural gas are called fossil fuel. Okay. When we are using it, whether thirumba namakku kedachite irukuma, is it exhaustible or inexhaustible? Namakku adhigama kedaikuma? See, when we are using firewood, இருக்கிற ட்ரீஸ் எல்லாம் கட் பண்ணிட்டோம் அப்படின்னா whether நம்ம பிளான் பண்ணால் மட்டும்தானே we will get a tree. Likewise only இருக்கிற ட்ரீ எல்லாம் கட் பண்ணிட்டோம்னா we won't get trees, then we won't get firewood. அது மாதிரி தான். So when we are using it long run, அதாவது நிறைய அதிகமாக when we are using it, it gets depleted. These source of energy gets depleted. Okay, disadvantage. And what is another disadvantage of conventional sources? It is not environment friendly. Okay, except hydel power, what are these 4 are not environment friendly. This is also not environment friendly because when rainfall is high, we get what happens, flood irukku. So it affects the nearby areas. So it is also has some disadvantage. Okay. These are the disadvantages of conventional source of energy. So we have to go for another source of energy. If all these are depleted, then what happens, we won't get electricity. So whatever it may be, we won't get power, heat, light. So we have to skip to another source of energy. We have to search for another source of energy. What are the other forms of energy? Non-conventional source of energy: solar, wind, nuclear, geothermal, tidal, biogas. Okay, solar energy. From where we get solar energy? From where we get, ma? We get it from sun. The heat or light which is obtained from the sun is called solar energy. Okay. Okay. Okay, we all know it is a major source of energy. The main source of energy in the earth is called sun. Okay, going to discuss about solar energy. Heat or light we receive from the sun is called solar energy. Okay, whether it is found only little amount, konjamada solar energy is found only limited amount. Not, it is unlimited, inexhaustible. Okay, it is inexhaustible and non-polluting form of energy. We all know sunlight is the non-polluting form of energy. Okay, then what we have to know, and for what purpose we are using sunlight? We all know, for cooking, drying clothes, for these purpose we are using sunlight. But nowadays for what purpose and all we started using it for? From solar energy we can generate thermal energy, that is what? Heat. That heat energy we are generating, that heat energy, no? From that we can, from this solar thermal energy we are using some appliances. What are they? Solar heaters, solar cookers, solar dryers, that all works on thermal energy. What is that? Heat energy generated from solar energy. You all know, right? Heat or light. So we are getting two energies, two forms of energy from solar, okay, from sun. Okay, then what is it, ma? Appo kandipa there will be any something, though a drawback, there will be a drawback in this. Okay, what is it? Whether sunlight is projected at the same place, ஒரே ஒரு பிளேஸ்ல தான், whether it is projected, ma? Not at all. Yeah, it is diffused form. It is a diffused form of energy. அதாவது it is spread all over the world. அது வந்து it is not at ஒரே பிளேஸ்க்கு கிடையாது. Okay, sunlight is a diffused form of, so it is a diffused source of energy or diffused form of energy. So we have to use large number of solar panels. You all may have seen solar panels which has multiple number of solar cells. Okay, it has multiple number of solar cells. You may all seen in many places. Okay, solar panels you have seen there. So we have to generate limited amount of solar energy. To generate limited amount of solar energy, we need to have large amount of solar panels. In solar panels, what we have? We have large number of solar cells. We have large number of solar cells that absorb heat energy and convert that heat energy into electricity. Okay, that is what? Okay, solar panel is made up of a number of solar cells that absorb solar energy and convert it into electricity. Okay, that absorbs what is solar panel has? Number of solar cells that absorb solar energy and convert it into electricity. Nowadays they are using it in street light. You all know, illama? It is it absorbs heat. It absorbs that solar energy during daytime and it glows the light during night time. That process have you all seen in the day-to-day life? Okay. Okay. Then what is the drawback? Large number of solar panels is needed to generate sizable amount, that is limited amount of energy. To generate limited amount of energy, we need large number of solar panels. Okay, nowadays solar cars and solar roofs are also developing. We are using nowadays we are also using it. Okay, then we are going to see the second form of energy. What is it, ma? Wind energy. From wind energy, where do we get this form of energy? we get it from wind. Okay, you all know we get it from wind. Kaathulerundu we can get it. Okay, you all may have seen windmills, illama. You have height, it will have 3 wings, fan madri, it will have 3 blades, illama. That windmills is generated. It generates electricity. Okay, it is also natural and inexhaustible source of energy. Okay, now we are going to see about wind energy. It is also inexhaustible and non-polluting source of energy. Non-polluting form of energy. Okay. So we all know from when we get it from nature, lama. Nature landa we are getting it. So it it is a non-polluting form of energy and inexhaustible. Okay, inexhaustible enama. Edukadukka korayuma. It won't exist. It won't exist agadu. Okay, it won't exhaust. That is what. Okay. Okay. Before and all, in olden days, for what purpose they use windmills, ma? To grind for what? To grind grains. அதாவது தானியங்கள் அரைக்கிறதுக்கோ இல்லைனா water to lift water they have used these windmills. But nowadays we started generating electricity from these windmills. Okay, we can generate large amount of electricity from windmills. Okay, wind farms in Netherlands, Germany, Denmark, UK, USA and Spain are the major wind energy production. Okay, they are the major source of wind energy production. Okay, they produce high amount of electricity from wind energy. Okay, then where we can set up? What is the location for setting up windmills? From where we can set up? We can set up near mountain passes. That is we can set up between the mountains, between the mountains. Then the mountain kedela there will be a pass going on, right? In that place we can. Adadu not like that. It is not a way. There will be a pass. You may have heard many passes, right? அந்த மாதிரி ரெண்டு பெரிய mountain, between the mountains there from mountain passes. Then coastal regions la we can keep wind farms. For why ma? There will be a strong wind. Anga vandu wind vandu nalla strong ah irukum. Large amount of wind vandu steady ah strong ah irukum. There will be a strong and steady wind in coastal region and mountain passes. Okay. What is kandipa? There will be a disadvantage in this. What is the major disadvantage? It is very expensive. Wind and the windmill வைக்கிறது அந்த ஒரு windmill வைக்கிறதுக்கு wind farm வைக்கணும்னா it is very expensive. Then what is the other disadvantage? It will harm birds. அந்த இது when the windmills rotate, it harms birds and also affects the TV and radio signals also it will affect. Okay, then what is the major disadvantage? It contributes noise pollution. It also contributes noise pollution. And the windmill suttumbodhu there will be a large amount of noise will be produced, lama, that causes pollution. Okay, there will be noise pollution. Okay, then coming to the third one. What is the third one? Nuclear energy. Nuclear energy, where do we get this form of energy, ma? We get it from nuclear energy. Where do we get? We get it from the energy stored in the nuclei of radioactive elements. Okay, energy stored in the nuclei of radioactive element. Every particle there will be a nuclei, illama. That nuclei gets diffused. Diffuse ஆகும்போது some energy is generated. That energy is called nuclear energy. Energy generated from the nuclei of radioactive elements. nuclei, center element, center of an atom, ஒரு ஆட்டமோட சென்டர், ஒரு எலமெண்ட்டோட சென்டர், சென்டர் ஆஃப் an atom or an element. Okay, nuclei of radioactive element. What are the radioactive elements? Uranium and thorium. These two radioactive, from these two radioactive elements we can generate electricity. Elements like uranium, thorium, okay, from where we can generate nuclear energy. Energy is generated from the nuclei of an radioactive element like uranium, thorium. When the nuclei of an atom gets diffused, that time some energy is generated. That energy is called nuclear energy. Okay. During nuclear fission, fission takes place. That nuclear fission means that nuclei gets it breaks and tremendous amount of heat energy and light energy is released. Heat energy and light energy is released. That produces that, from that energy we can generate electricity. Heat generated during this fission is used to generate electricity. Okay, in nuclear power plant, what we can, whether is it easy to control the nuclear fission reaction? It is not very easy. So under controlled manner in nuclear power plant we can generate that heat energy and light energy. From the heat energy and the heat lerundu we can generate electricity. Okay, from that heat. How nuclear energy is generated? Energy generated from the nuclei of the radioactive elements. Okay, nuclei வந்து fission ஆகும்போது, okay, when nuclear fission takes place, okay, when nuclear fission takes place, when the nucleus of an atom split ஆகும்போது, okay, when it splits, that is what I told you. When the nuclei of an atom splits, it produces heat energy and light energy. From that heat energy we can generate electricity. Okay, okay, okay ma. Then how can we control this nuclear fission reaction? How can we control this nuclear fission reaction in nuclear power plant? In nuclear power plant, what we are using a nuclear reactors. Nuclear reactors we will be using to control nuclear fission reaction. Okay, then only we can get that control amount. அதிலிருந்து வரக்கூடிய அந்த rays எல்லாமே it will be very dangerous. Okay, so what is the disadvantage of this nuclear energy generation? The nuclear fission, large amount of what is that, radioactive waste is generated that harms the that harms the environment. It also harms the environment. Okay, a lot of radioactive waste is generated during nuclear fission which can be very dangerous for the environment. Moreover, nuclear reactors are also expensive. It is also very expensive and the radio. Okay, what is the disadvantage, ma? What is the disadvantage? It is very expensive and it is very expensive and the radioactive waste generated is harmful. Is very dangerous or very harmful. Okay, it is very dangerous. Okay, then what we have to know, who are the biggest producers of nuclear powers, okay, across the world. US and Europe are the biggest producers of nuclear power across the world. Then in India we have large deposits of uranium in Rajasthan and Jharkhand. Okay, large deposits of uranium is present in Rajasthan and Jharkhand. Then large quantities of thorium is present in Where ma? Monazite sands of Kerala. Monazite sands of Kerala. Okay. In India, where we all have heard Kalpakkam, Kudankulam nuclear power plant. We have heard earlier. In India, Tamil Nadu, where it is located, nuclear power stations were located in Kudankulam, Kudankulam and Kalpakkam in Tamil Nadu, Tarapur in Maharashtra, Rana Pratap Sagar near Kota in Rajasthan, Kaiga in Karnataka and Narora in Uttar Pradesh. Okay. Then coming to geothermal energy. And coming to the fourth one, geothermal energy. Geothermal. What do we understand from geothermal ma? Heat that is generated from earth. Okay, geo means earth. Okay. Heat that is stored in the earth, inside the earth. A considerable amount of heat energy is stored inside the earth is called geothermal energy. Considerable or amount, a certain amount is stored inside the earth. Okay, that energy is called geothermal energy. Okay, some heat energy is stored inside the earth, that is called geothermal energy. Geo means earth, thermal means heat. Okay, it can be dissipated on the earth's surface in the form of hot springs, natural geysers and volcanoes. Volcanoes and all we have seen here, that and all. Before and all they have used hot springs and geysers for bathing, cooking and heating. Nowadays we started using it for generating electricity. Okay. It is also inexpensive. It is very inexpensive. It is inexpensive to set up and their scale of operation can be altered according to the size of the project. Size of the project their amount also can vary. Okay. 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 The world's largest geothermal power plants are located in USA, followed by Central America, Iceland, New Zealand and the Philippines. In India, where do we have geothermal plants ma? Puha Valley in Ladakh and Manikaran in Himachal Pradesh. Manikaran in Himachal Pradesh. Then what is the fifth source of energy? Tidal energy. What is tidal? Tides na innama? Waves. Okay, from waves we can generate electricity. That form of energy is called what energy? Tidal energy. The gravitational pull of the moon and the sun and the gravitational pull of the moon and the sun and the rotation of the earth results in ocean tide. எப்படி வந்து ஒரு அலைகள், how it happens, how it made, how the ocean tides are made means gravitational pull of moon and the sun and the rotation of, what is the rotation of earth, and the earth வந்து சுத்திட்டே இருக்கும்லமா, and the gravitational pull of moon and the sun, it results in ocean tides. Okay, and the tides adunala dhaan what happens, ocean or sea, whatever it may be, ange vandu tides vandu form agum, and in that we can keep turbines and the tides and the alaygalala we can generate electricity. Okay, the energy generated from tides is called tidal energy, which is non polluting and inexhaustible. எவ்வளோ நாள் கடல் இருக்கோ அது வரைக்கும் இந்த டைட்ஸ் இருந்துகிட்டே தானமா இருக்கும். ஸோ இட் இஸ் inexhaustible and it is also non polluting source of energy. Okay, then what is கண்டிப்பாக there will be a, what is it, disadvantage, there will be a disadvantage. What is it ma? The energy generated is what is it, what the turbines which is located under the we have to keep under the sea only, we have to keep the turbines, then only we can generate electricity. When we keep it, it affects the aquatic life. Okay, that is what the disadvantage is. How tidal energy is produced. When high tides want to generate abdina, it touches the turbines and it acts as a generator and it produces electricity. Okay, huge tidal mill farms are found in France, Russia and Gulf of Kutch in India. Gulf of Kutch, it is in Gujarat. Okay. Okay. Then last one, what is it ma? Biogas energy. Biogas energy. What is this? Biogas energy. Biogas, you all know, it is from decomposed organic matters of what is decomposed organic waste. Okay, waste na ellame wood, trees and what is it, animals oda waste ellame what happens ma, kitchen waste, animal dung ellame comes under organic waste. Okay, decomposed organic waste, it is from decomposing organic waste. Decomposing organic waste. Decomposing organic waste. From decomposing organic waste we can generate what energy is generated? Biogas energy is generated. Okay, such as dead wood from trees, waste from other plants, animal dung and kitchen waste in biogas digester. Biogas is generally a mixture of methane and carbon dioxide. Okay, it is a mixture of methane and carbon dioxide. You all have to know it is a mixture of methane and carbon dioxide. Methane CH3 and carbon dioxide CO2. Okay, carbon dioxide and methane. Okay, you all know it is an excellent fuel for cooking and lighting. Okay, it is low cost, it is not very expensive because we get it from decomposed organic waste. It is very less expensive and it is easy to operate. It utilizes bio waste. We can also utilize that bio waste also, we can use it. However, it can contribute greatly to the greenhouse effect as burning methane produces carbon dioxide. Okay, what we get ma, greenhouse effect will happen. Okay, because when we are burning methane, it produces carbon dioxide that affects the ozone layer. Okay, then there are various sources of energy that to produce power. Non-conventional sources are usually clean sources of energy. You all know whether these are polluting the nature, not, because it is obtained from the nature. Sun, it is a part of nature. Wind, kaathu. Then nuclear energy, these radio waves affect the nature. Exceptional cases are there, but many this geothermal also. From where we get geothermal energy ma? It is obtained from the heat inside the earth. Then from where we get tidal energy? From the tide, gravitational pull of the moon and the sun and the earth rotating. And the rotation of the earth causes ocean tides. From that tides we can generate electricity. That energy is called tidal energy. And biogas, it is a decomposed organic waste. Okay, from decomposed organic waste we can generate electricity. Thus we need to shift our dependency. We have to change over. We have to change from conventional to non-conventional. Then only it will be because if it gets depleted, petroleum, coal, everything gets depleted. Whether is it possible in the form of energy also, we have to start using it. Okay, this is what about the power resources. I hope you all understand. Then what are the advantages? You all know about non-conventional source of energy. What are the advantages ma? It is environment friendly. First advantage is it is environment friendly. Then they are inexhaustible. They are not going to deplete. Adavadhu edukku vandite da irukum. Sunlight also like abdida, waves, everything, kaathu, everything is inexhaustible. Then they are also easy to operate. Then what are the disadvantages ma? Wind energy is very expensive and radioactive waste which is generated from nuclear energy. After the nuclear fission takes place, nuclear fission reaction nadandu mudinadukku appuram it generates radioactive waste that also affects the environment. These are the disadvantages. Then what we have to know? That's all. You have to read the lesson once again and you have to know what are the conventional source of energy and non-conventional source of energy and what are the important dams we have seen in in this lesson and what are the important power plants we have seen. You have to note it down. That's all. We will see the remaining question answers and the other things. You have to do it. Other activities you have to do it your own. See you in another class. Thank you.